Hi, my name is Stacy Washington, and I blog at stacyontheright.com. And I'm making this video so that I can further explain why I am a conservative. I received a call this morning while I was guest contributing on Allman in the Morning, which airs on 97.1 FM News Talk in St. Louis, Missouri. And there was someone named Damon who's a regular guest caller. He calls in a lot. He's interesting. He's a liberal. And he freely admits that, he feels that the Republicans are racist. And so it was a really interesting call this morning when he said, how can you be a conservative? How can you be a black person and be a conservative? And so I said, hey, I explained to him, I'm for constitutionally limited government. I'm pro-life, and I'm for the Second Amendment. And he just didn't really, he said he would check my website out, but I wanted to explain why here, now, on this video. So there's no question about why I believe the things that I believe. So here goes. I'm a conservative because I do support the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. That's a constitutionally provided right. And it's absolutely necessary to have an armed populace so that we can remain free. You can look all through history, and whenever they disarm the regular people, right after that, death and tyranny ensue. I'm for a flat tax. Every person in America who works should pay tax. If you receive an income of any kind, you should pay tax on it so you have skin in the game, because the roads and the bridges and the school teachers, they don't fund themselves. They have to be funded through tax revenue, which is taken from the taxpayers, which are Americans, and all Americans benefit from the services. And so all Americans should pay something from 1% up to a maximum, and it definitely shouldn't be 35%. It should be much lower than that. And if any government that can't be funded through that simple tax, that simple flat tax on all Americans, then it's too much government. That's pretty simple. I believe the Federal Department of Education is unconstitutional. The enumerated powers of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, state that any and all rights that are not reserved for the federal government go to the states, and education is not named in those enumerated powers, and so that should be locally funded and locally controlled through school boards and through state departments of education, which would then manage the funds for their state. Marriage is between a man and a woman. The definition of marriage is one man and one woman. That's what it's always been for the past 5,000 years of civilization. That's the definition of it. Any other unions would have to fall under some other name. I support legal immigration. I believe that life begins at conception, and I am pro-life. And I favor a strong national defense. Our government should be small and constitutionally limited. And, that's it in a nutshell. That's why I'm a conservative. That's why I vote with the Republicans. The meme that Republicans are all racist is completely false. And I stand in opposition to that. No one group is all anything. All black people can't play basketball. All white people don't love classical literature and art fairs. It's just ridiculous to say that every single Republican is a racist. That would mean that every single liberal is not a racist? I think not. I think you can look through history up into present day and find that racists come in every stripe. And so do good people. And so do many other types of people. Artists, you name it. Any type of a person can be any type of a person, any political affiliation. And the idea that because I wear this skin, which I love and I believe God made me, and this is what he made, and so I appreciate it, the idea that the skin that I'm in determines my political party because I'm black, when any white person can be a libertarian or a constitutionalist or a Republican or a Democrat, any Chinese person, any Hispanic person, but if I'm black, I absolutely must be a liberal Democrat and go against my core beliefs because of my skin color. That is ridiculous. So this is not a professionally shot video. This is me in my living room talking to you guys, the people who come and visit my blog, which I'm so grateful for, and I thank you. And if there's anybody out there who's a liberal who's watching this video, this is real. This is me. This is not I'm not a paid plant. I'm not, I don't get money from the Koch brothers. This is just the simple truth. And I'm not an Uncle Tom. I'm not a sellout. I'm not a disgrace to my race. I am not going against what is all good and natural. I am simply exercising my right as an American, which as a veteran, I have gone out and fought. And, I've worked hard in my life to secure those rights for other Americans, which means I have every right to be a conservative and to love it. So I'm mouthy, I'm spunky, and I'm right. I'm Stacy on the Right. And feel free to email me at stacyontheright@gmail.com or to tweet me on Twitter at stacyontheright. And I'll see you on the webs.